This is where deep, high-level coaching fails. Sometimes, for some clients in some moments, more optionality, more deep questions is absolutely the wrong move. We just got off of a call with a client of ours. And by the way, they test within our Somatic Skins Quiz as a shapeshifter. They are brilliant, they are articulate, they are accomplished. So there we are, right? And yet they were still having trouble with the very first premise of powerful coaching, which is what do you want? What is meaningful? And they had so many options that you could just see their brain fragment and go down the rabbit hole of all sorts of brilliant optionality. Any one of them would be tremendous. So I did what I was trained to do as a high level coach. I started asking deep questions, parsing what is meaningful and why, exploring. Here's the thing, we could stay there in option land for another couple of months and just continue exploring and continue options. There's nothing wrong with that. In fact, most coaching approaches applaud and approve that. But here's the thing. She wasn't there to explore more options or understand herself more. There was like a deep, almost like a pain of just freaking help me figure out where and how to move towards what I want. This is the shapeshifter skin, and this is why you cannot coach everyone the same way. Not every approach at any given time is the way to go. So, we have a tool, we have an actual literal tool and process to assist this particular situation. This is not the first time we've seen it. And so we just started handling it. Like, in a way, number one, we broke the rule of coaching, which is we stopped asking questions. And we just started distilling clarity. This, and ran it through our filtering process in live time together to come up with a set list and then move that client into action. And I'm not going to bore you with necessarily all the details of how that's parsed out. It's something that we handle psychosomatically on the back end of the way that we coach with members. So we went through that process. It maybe lasted 20 minutes, by the way, of an hour-long call. And I wanted to share this with you because at the end of that call, this is what I noticed with the client. The shoulders dropped. There was a relief, a quietness within her mind and spirit, and just a, thank you. This was incredible. I'm really ready to go. Like, meaning ready to rock and roll in the direction that's clear, measurable, exciting, meaningful, a little edgy, a little bit scary, a little bit, holds some dread. And that was it. And we actually had 10 minutes to spare on this call by the end of it. And it was done. It was complete. This is something that deep presence coaching can never teach. And look, I get it. My bread and butter was having lists and lists of very powerful questions to ask executives, visionaries, high performers, normie people looking to evolve, whatever. But you had almost like all of these scalpels and tools of deep, meaty questions, which are so appropriate for certain types. And they are absolutely kryptonite for others, which is why I really geek out on this shit and really the methodology and the framework of how we first decide who is expressing where in their mind, in their subconscious, in their nervous system patterns, in the way that they show up, and then what is the actual medicine? What is the coaching approach that they need? And so, fresh from the tap, I wanted to share that example with you. And maybe we leave it here, right? Where have you seen when you're working with a client, when you're working with yourself, where more deep questions, more optionality is actually like mental and action hell? You just keep spinning in options. And how are you currently working with filtering that, distilling it, focusing, and then moving powerfully? Because look, coaching is not meant as therapy, and it's not meant for endless navel gazing self-exploration. It's designed to catalyze change, shift, and then mobilize movement and action. And so it's helpful to have approaches to get us out of our heads, into our bodies, and into our lives. If that kind of approach resonates with you, it's what we do best, and you can join us in the Prestige. We are registering now for our fall season. You can find out the information about how to connect with us and reach out, and we'll talk human to human. And one last point before we wrap. More optionality, more thought loops. This is why if you are trained as a coach who knows how to move from optionality into clarity and action, you cannot and will not be replaced by AI. Not anytime soon, perhaps, because AI is built right now for creating more thought loops, more optionality. In the example that I just gave you, she had already run all of her ideas, all of her options through AI with great prompting. She had already asked it to distill it down into clear, measurable actions or a direction to take her life or her business. And guess what she got back? More options. More just pages and pages, even distilled down. Madness. It takes a human who is experienced like a surgeon to know that sometimes it's just stop with all of the questions, all of the other tools, everything that you were taught coaches are supposed to do. Grab a scalpel, get right to the thing, and set your client free.